Hi guys, I'm making this video to talk about something that a lot of you may or may not know about. It's the new EIA Draft bill. Now, if my friends are watching this, they know how much love I have for the environment, and I would personally never forgive myself if I did not speak about this on a public forum. Now, for the convenience of this video, I have jotted down all the points that I want to discuss. So please don't mind if I don't directly look into the camera or I'm looking down and looking up again and again. I read through the entire draft bill last night. It's an 83-page document that gives amendments to various parts of its predecessors under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Now, don't get me wrong, there are things that do make sense in the document. However, hidden among those things are certain provisions that take away something that is far more important. So, while I was reading the document, these are some of the things that hit me right off the bat. First and foremost, it weakens the public consultation process. Under its newly provided provisions, clause 14, subclause 2 of the document says that category A and category B1 projects will be put under public consideration only when it is recognized that certain projects are exempted from this review. Now, you need to understand that before environmental impact assessment is approved for a project, it has to go under public review, followed by ministry considerations that recognize that review of the public. Now, what this specific clause is doing, it is exempting many projects as underlined by the condition of the clause that contains 7 subparts of the exemptions. I won't go into details, but just for reference, that's a lot of exemptions. Moreover, they have also reduced the public consultation period from 30 days to 20 days and have also reduced the area of consideration of the public review to only the specific district where the project is to be set up. Now, second, I noticed that in clause 6, that talks about the qualification for the board of experts that will preside over the experts appraisal committee, mainly consists of postgraduate degrees that are development based. To name a few, it includes business administration, technology, engineering, architecture, and economics. However, there is a silver lining to this. It's under Part C of that same clause. It mentions that the importance of having at least a 15-year experience in environmental law or environmental economics. But still, throughout the document, it is very noticeable that development-oriented fields were given more importance. Third, under Clause 7, Subclause 1, that talks about state representation from the state government and underlines the conditions for the same. The last line of that subclause says the member secretary is expected to be familiar with environmental laws. Now, in a state decision-making body that has been set up for upholding environmental laws, it is in no way justifiable that such an important requirement is put in the proposal as a mere recommendation that is not binding in any way. Instead, it should be a prerequisite considering that the entire approval process is based on the project's impact on the environment, which makes environmental laws the very base of any argument made against those projects. Fourth, under clause 7 itself, subclause 2 gives the ministry which comes under the union government additional discretionary powers to extend any representative's tenure from the SEIAA and the UTEIAA by 3 more months following their 3-year tenure as and when they feel necessary, which could potentially lead to discrepancies of the system with regard to credibility of the personnel whose tenures are increased. It could be biased, it could be the other way around as well. There is no way for us to predict unless we actually see those falls occurring. But again, this is just something that I noticed while I was reading the document. Fifth and final, because I know the attention span for these videos don't last that long, is that under clause 7, subclause 7, the central government has made it clear that the names for the people who would take over state representation needs to be given 45 days prior to the current member secretary's expiration of tenure. And if the state government fails to do so, the central government, without having consulted the administration of the state government or the union territory, would directly impose the authority of the ministry which comes under the central government. This gives the government more power over other states for no justifiable reason. How is it in any way justified that if 45 days prior to your state representation head for the committee's tenure is expired, you don't give us a new name, then your representation won't be taken into account and central government will take over all of your powers? Why is that even necessary? Thank you so much, guys. I just wanted to talk about a few points that I noticed. I've done that now. Remember, today is the last day for sending any objections to the bill. I have sent in mine with mentioning all these points for consideration and a few more. Please share this video with your friends who should know about this. I've shared the email of the ministry that is responsible for taking in all the objections to the bill. It's a very simple process. You just have to send the email to the ministry. That's literally all you have to do. Thank you so much again for watching this.